It is a very beautiful evening. Thanks for joining us on Engendered, a show where we talk about everything about the female gender. I am Victoria Agbi.
Good evening, esteemed viewers. It is Engendered o'clock right here on Captain TV, preaching you live from the nation's capital. I am Confidence Rueben. We'll go on a short break, and when we come back, the Engendered show will continue. Do stay with us.
Let's be fast with our chores. It's almost time for Engendered. Girls, it's time for your favorite program, Engendered. Yeah, Mommy, we're coming right away. Sophia, turn off the gas. What are your fears as a woman? And what are your doubts as a lady? You think you're alone with those thoughts? Then welcome to Engendered, where we'll bring you discuss, interviews, previews, experiences, opinions, and issues relating to the female gender. This is Engendered.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, just as Confidence said, it is Engendered o'clock. Well, you're right on time, and thanks again for joining us on this wonderful show. And well, it's Tuesday, and it's the eve to, well, it's self-acclaimed Ladies' Day of Love. Well, I know it's not Ladies' Day of Love alone, it's for everybody, because when you hear love, it's a good thing, it's a beautiful thing, and it's Valentine's Day. Now, they said Valentine's Day, also known as Saint Valentine's Day, is celebrated on February 14th each year. It's a day dedicated to love and romance. The origins of Valentine's Day can be traced back to ancient Roman and Christian traditions. Over time, Valentine's Day has evolved into a celebration where people express their love and appreciation for their partners, friends, and family members. It's common to exchange cards, flowers, chocolates, and other gifts to make as token of affection. Many couples also enjoy romantic dinners or plan special outings to celebrate their love. But by contrast is Ash Wednesday, which marks the beginning of Lent and is a day of fasting, self-sacrificing, and repentance. In 2024, which we are in, these two very different February holidays fall on the same date. That is Wednesday, tomorrow, for the first time since 2018. So what are the faithful to do? Well, today we will be discussing the expectations from couples, lovers amid Ash Wednesdays, just as we mark Valentine. And we'll be doing this with no other person than Regina Elvis. She is a relationship therapist and a counselor, and also I know she's a pastor, a minister. Well, it's good to have you join us on the show.
Thank you, Victoria.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Confidence.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
I was hoping we would do something very beautiful to those people who are single, like Pamela, who is at home not doing anything. Okay, let's sing it. Valentine is coming. Where is your boyfriend? You are sitting at home. Lonely.
You are so lonely.
All right. It's not to shame anybody, or this is not to say that you are doing something wrong, but just to tell you that you shouldn't be sitting at home doing anything, not doing anything, all the same. Well, that's to also let you know that our beautiful girl is with her husband in the studio. It just shows love everywhere.
God when.
So now, okay. All right, you had my background to the whole event. It's Valentine's Day, and it happens to fall on a Wednesday, which is Ash Wednesday. It's the beginning of fasting and sacrifice, holiness. It's assumed, and Well, I want to ask you, what is your perspective for Valentine first before we go dive into the Lent period? So what is Valentine to you?
Well, to me, Valentine is a season of love.
Okay.
And it's a season of reassurance of our commitment to our loved ones. Okay, because when it's love, it is to everybody. It's not specifically to the women. Okay, it's a season where we show love to those around us. I always see it as a season of reflection. How well have I treated my loved ones? And the willingness to improve, because there's no perfect relationship anywhere. It is just good enough relationship. So how well am I willing to improve in my relationship towards my husband and my to-be husband, of course, to those who are still in a relationship, those who are not married yet. So, and it's a season where we sit back to intentionally decide to share more, because normally human are self-centered in a way. You understand? But this time around, you said, I'm going to give my time, my resources, my affection, my body to the one I love. So this is a season of reflection on how to do better.
Indeed.
Valentine did not just fall from the sky, right? It must have originated from somewhere. So where did it emanate from, or originated from?
Yes, from St. Valentine, a man who went extra mile to ensure that couples come together as one. You understand? So we actually saw the sacrifice he took because he believed in love. Because when people decide to come together, it is because they believe in love and they want to build something together. We actually saw in the Bible also how Adam was alone, and even without him saying it, God saw it and he knew that he needed someone. He needed a companion. So he went ahead of man to provide a companion. You understand? So this is what Valentine is all about. A season where we go extra mile for those we care for.
Okay, I'm back to ask how Valentine should be celebrated, because before we started the show, your husband had said women love love. And you were saying something earlier, and you made mention of women perhaps doing some things, ladies doing some things, and there's this perspective out there that men are often being pressured during Valentine period. Men are the one doing the gifting, men are the one who offers this love, and the woman just sits there and, you know, Valentine is coming, Oga, Valentine is coming, Oga. Okay, so it just seems as though men are pressured during Valentine period. So how, and some people might not really be pressured, but they just wait for Valentine to do love, Valentine to be caring, Valentine to do the needful when it comes to relationships or couple goals or whatever. So how should Valentine, and in what manner should Valentine be celebrated?
You know, I said earlier on that when it comes to love, we need to be willing to share our resources, our time, and of course our body with those we love. You understand? So the reason why it looks as if men are being pressured is because it is always the women who are on the receiving side.
Okay.
In most cases, women are the ones on the receiving side. They receive the gifts, they receive the attention, they receive the love, you know, but it should be balanced.
Of course.
I remember when we got to know, I and my husband, I was a classroom teacher then, and my salary was just 12,000 naira, I remember. And he was actually doing the giving at then. But when I got my salary, I said, I need to also do something for the man I love. And I went my way to get him a gift. Even though he had it, like he had more than enough then, he was really surprised that I could do such for him. In his word, he said, I thought women are the ones receiving and not giving. But I made him to understand that it should be balanced. If I love you, you should partake in my resources. And if you love me, you should do likewise.
Indeed.
So when this is understood, there won't be pressure on one part. They won't.
But in a society whereby, because before I came to this studio, I was watching a video. I don't know if you've seen this stylist and Jane, the one that sang, well, the stylist, the fashion designer, she just got married.
Okay, Vicky James,
Vicky
right?
James,
Vicky
yes.
James, yeah.
Okay, so she had gifted her husband some boxes of gifts after their wedding, and there's this kind of narrative being painted on social media that she's doing too much. Now, in a society whereby women often are seen as the receiver, should be seen as the receiver, and the men do the giving, do you think it is kind of normal to have ladies who show love, and in showing love they show it in form of gifts? Do you think it's okay? Do you think it's all right? Because you could show love in different ways. Showing love, taking care of the children at home, it's love in its own way. Cooking for your husband, it's love in its own way. But going out there to get a gift for your husband, don't you see it as overdoing?
It's not. You know, we actually show love based on our capacity. Okay, if you are financially buoyant as a lady, you should give what you have to your man. If what you have is just your time, if what you have is just the skill in homemaking, if that's just what you have, then give it. This is why love can be practiced by both the poor and the rich. You understand? Love can be practiced by both the poor and the rich. You understand? It is a universal thing. It is not strictly for those who are wealthy, neither is it for those who are poor. Okay? You know, Maya said something. He said, when you know better, you do better.
That's true.
You understand? When you know better, you do better. So when I understand that love requires giving, then I should be able to give what I have to the one I love. You understand? It is what you have. This is why we need to understand our partner's capacity. You understand? What you may give to, let me use the word husband, maybe you have the capacity to get him a car, and on my end, what I have is just my time. What I have is just my skill in taking care of the children. As long as it is coming from the place of love, we are all meeting up. This is where comparison is dangerous. You understand? Comparison is dangerous. If my husband should tell me that, okay, tomorrow is Valentine, I want to fly you out, you shouldn't come under pressure. Because maybe what he could afford is a flower. You should appreciate it. Because you know very well that if he has more, he will do more. Okay? So love is what is more important. Okay? But how we demonstrate love will be based on our capacity. So Vicky James actually did what she did based on her capacity. Okay? And it should be appreciated. Because every man needs to be pampered. Every man needs to be appreciated.
That's true.
You understand? We may not know what the husband might have done. But I can tell you that when a man decides to take you as a wife, and you've decided to take him as a husband, that is already a big sacrifice. You understand? It is a big sacrifice. On my own case, my husband didn't even give me an engagement ring. He told me, I want to marry you. And we're good to go. I think I actually took an engagement ring myself and wore. So
Wow.
I took it and wore because, and I know what I've gained so far. So just know your level part-time and know your partner's capacity part-time. Understand? So that is her capacity. That is what she wants to do. We should celebrate her. People should celebrate her because it has always been the men doing. So if a woman comes up to change narrative, she should be celebrated. She should.
The most important thing is the intention to
Yes,
give,
the
and it's
intention.
coming from the place of love.
Love.
All right, now, so Nigerians are already giving, using this our bad economy as an excuse not to celebrate Valentine. I had a discussion with someone today, and it was like, a person will get money, they celebrate Valentine. So do you think our bad economy should be a reason for you not to celebrate Valentine? I mean, you mustn't go out of your way to to gift someone. There are other things you can do, but then this bad economy is is really hitting Nigerians' heart. So do you think it's a good reason for an individual not to celebrate Valentine tomorrow?
Okay, thank you so much, Confidence. You know, love is expressed two ways, okay? Love is seen, and love is heard through words.
Yeah.
Okay? So, the economy should not be a reason why you won't celebrate the one you love. If what you have at this moment is words of assurance, give it.
Well, should it be enough? Words of assurance?
This is somebody you've been with. So Valentine is just a day. Okay?
You are limiting it to, you know, couples. What about, you know, like loved ones?
Okay, so that begs the question, or brings the question, who should celebrate Valentine?
Okay.
Okay, lovers can celebrate Valentine. Friends can also celebrate Valentine. Colleagues can also celebrate Valentine. So it's a season of love. Okay, so love is not strictly for those who are married. Love is not strictly for those who are in a romantic relationship. There is something that builds people together, and it is love. Love builds people together. Okay, so it should be celebrated by humans. Yes. If you are a man, when I talk about man, I'm referring to both gender. If you are a man, then you deserve to celebrate love. Yes, deserve to celebrate love.
Okay, in celebrating love, do you think preferences should be considered? Like, how can one actually maintain a healthy balance between expressing love and affection when it comes to preference? Like, let's say, perhaps your husband loves, let's say, sightseeing. He wants to just go on an adventure and the likes, and in your own capacity you could afford a car. Do you think one should just take that in itself as affection of love rather than just what he or she is expecting? So how can we create a balance?
This is where, you know, I mentioned sacrifice too. Sometimes a man told me something. He said when it comes to love, when it comes to relationship, there is always adjustment. Okay? You adjust to your partner's perspective sometimes. You know, you try to adapt. So if that is what your partner wants at that moment, and you are willing to sacrifice, which is also a sign of love, of course you should do it. Of course you should do it. So this is why, like, when I got married to my husband initially, when we got married, and there were some things I wasn't cool with. Personally, I wasn't cool with. But initially, we were having misunderstanding here and there. But along the line, I just told myself, if you say you love this person, you should be able to adjust to him. And I discovered that the moment I started trying to adjust to his pattern, he also started working on his own role.
Wow.
You understand? So, and this is why most persons, when they see us today, they try to appreciate what we share.
Look at it.
So because, you know, why,
with you to the studio, it's a lovely story.
yeah, we actually had he had an accident. Yes, so he couldn't drive for a while now. But because I was coming here today, he had to sacrifice that to bring me here.
That's a Valentine gift for you, right?
Of course.
The support is enough.
Yes, the support is enough.
Wow, that's good.
All right, so like we're saying, Ash Wednesday is around the corner, and it's the same day as the love day. Okay, so many people kind of say things that what should be, like I said, what to expect during Valentine. Some say it's a time for love. Some people use it as an excuse to fornicate and do lots of things. And after February 14, next someone's pregnancy. Yeah. So what should people be doing on Valentine's Day?
On Valentine's Day, I would advise that it's a time for deep discussion.
Deep discussion again.
Deep discussion.
Oh, yeah,
You understand? I said the assurance. Okay, a time of reflection. A time of reflection. You know, relationship is not just all about sex. Okay, it's all about sex. In as much as when a man sees you, he's attracted to your body, and of course attracted to the contents in you. Okay, so these are the two things that attract a man to a woman. You understand? If my husband should tell me that he's just attracted to my content, that will not be that would be a lie. You understand? So the body is there and the mind of the person. Okay, so Valentine shouldn't just be a season where we indulge in, that is for the singles, where you indulge in sex, going about disvaluing yourself. Disvaluing yourself, because when you value yourself, you will know that there is a limit to what you can do part-time. There's a limit to what you can do part-time. I've seen people who had sex just to capture a man, and that man didn't end up with them.
Wow.
Yeah, understand? And so it is beyond just the sex. If sex is what satisfies a man, then the prostitutes have higher chances than us. You understand? So Valentine shouldn't be the day where you forget who you are, where you just move out with a guy without even knowing what is at stake for you. What is at stake for you? So it shouldn't. And thank God it's Ash Wednesday.
Yes. Well, thank God. Did you say
so when you are done from the service, at least even if you're having a second thought after the service
With the ash on your forehead. It serves as a reminder.
well, I can tell you that God does not just want us to love him. He also wants us to have a relationship with those around us. Understand? So there is always the balancing. He wants you to have an experience when it comes to your faith, and he also wants you to have an experience when it comes to your love life. Understand? So this is why pastors can also, after speaking in tongues, after the everything, you will still marry. So there is always a balancing. Okay, so God knows that he wasn't just enough for Adam. That is why he brought Eve. Understand? So it's just all about balancing. That you go to church does not stop you from having a memory, creating a memory with your partner, with those you love.
Indeed.
I'm curious to know, this Valentine, is it compulsory to celebrate it? Because some people really see it as a do or die affair. Is it mandatory? Is it compulsory to celebrate Valentine?
It's not really compulsory.
Okay.
It's not. It's just Valentine is a season of love. Okay, the season of love, and it's once in a year. So if the question is, what have you been doing on those what seems like ordinary days? What have you been doing?
Okay.
You know, so what have you been doing all this while? We have January, we have December, we have other seasons. Okay, so if you've experienced love, you won't kill yourself over Valentine. You won't. Okay. If you've been experiencing love as a lady, as a man, you won't want to kill yourself when it comes to Valentine, because you know that outside Valentine, I still share a bond with the one I love.
In other months.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is why, even if your partner is not even aware that tomorrow is Valentine, you shouldn't come under pressure.
Exactly.
Because after the Valentine, he has been doing other things for you.
That's true.
So it wasn't, there's no way they wrote flowers for Valentine. That if you don't buy it that Valentine day, you will die. No.
Okay.
Indeed, you said a lot. What I know, many people will agree. Most people wouldn't agree, because there's a place where for negligence, and sometimes these dates are very, very important. You agree with me? A man forgets your wedding anniversary, or the woman forgets wedding anniversary. It's a big deal for some people. It might not be for some others. Well, we have a lot to still talk about on this show, but before we get down into deeper some of the issues we'll be raising here, let's quickly go on a short break, and when we return, Engender continues. Stay with us.
Let's be fast with our chores. It's almost time for Engendered. Girls, it's time for your favorite program, Engendered. Yeah, Mommy, we're coming right away. Sophia, turn off the gas. What are your fears as a woman? And what are your doubts as a lady? You think you're alone with those thoughts? Then welcome to Engendered, where we bring you discuss, interviews, previews, experiences, opinions on issues relating to the female gender. This is Engendered. Please, girls, let's be fast with our chores. It's almost time for Engendered. Girls, it's time for your favorite program, Engendered. Yeah, Mommy, we're coming right away. Sophia, turn off the gas.
My name is Regina Elvis, I'm the Black Comedian of the Federal Republic. I tell you, when it comes to the best of entertainment, the best of news, the best of information, something that is educative, you're right here at the best place to see that. It's Captain TV. Do you know what? Increase the volume. Keep watching. Don't touch the dial, okay?
It's your girl Nkechi Blessing Sunday. I want you all to keep watching Captain TV.
Please keep watching Captain TV. It is the best TV station in the country. They're doing an amazing job. Please do not touch the dial. Keep watching. Thank you.
My name is Regina Elvis, I'm the Black Comedian of the Federal Republic. I tell you, when it comes to the best of entertainment, the best of news, the best of information, something that is educative, you're right here at the best place to see that. It's Captain TV. Do you know what? Increase the volume. Keep watching. Don't touch the dial, okay?
It's your girl Nkechi Blessing Sunday. I want you all to keep watching Captain TV.
Please keep watching Captain TV. It is the best TV station in the country. They're doing an amazing job. Please do not touch the dial. Keep watching.
Welcome back, esteemed viewers. And if you just joined us, this is the Engendered show, where we discuss issues, relevant to the female gender. But before the break, we were discussing a very, very important topic that has to do with Valentine Day amid the Ash Wednesday. And the topic is the expectations from couples, lovers amid Ash Wednesday. And this topic, we're kind of discussing it with our wonderful guest, who is a relationship therapist and a counselor as well. Right, tomorrow we have two occasions, Valentine's Day and Ash Wednesday. We know what these days entails. Now, my question is, how can we balance these two without any form of compromise?
And to add to what the question she has asked, how can we, because Ash Wednesday is a Lent period, it's a fasting period ahead of Easter celebration. How can we celebrate these 2 days spiritually?
Emphasis on spirituality.
Emphasis on spirituality. When it comes to fasting, it's not just abstaining from food. It's also a time where you give yourself to the word. It's a time where you give yourself to the word. It's a time where you give yourself to prayer. Okay, so since we're talking about the spiritual aspect, okay, so it's not just for you to fast. It's not just for you to abstain from food, but have time to pray. Have time to plan on your spiritual life. Understand? Because it's one thing to be born again, but when it comes to spiritual growth, you are the one that will intentionally decide to grow. And you grow by what you absorb. You grow by giving yourself to the word. You grow by giving yourself to to prayer. So you are to ensure that you do all of this. tomorrow. Yes, do it tomorrow. Okay? Because if your relationship life will affect your faith, then God will not go ahead to encourage relationship. Okay? But he knows that it can be balanced. In most cases, you can even draw out a plan for you and your partner. You can draw out a plan for you and your partner, because you are not just there for him or her emotionally, you are also there spiritually. You're also there spiritually. So ensure that you go to church. Yes. And ensure that your partner also goes to church. Okay? Then, because this will also help you. One thing you don't know is that when a man is sound spiritually, he does better when it comes to his relationship with others. Because when we got married, I get upset over so many things. And sometimes I was like, please just let me be. And he'll be in the bathroom and he'll just come back and say, the Lord said I should go ahead and do this for you. And I was like, thank God you hear God.
Wow.
Thank God.
Imagine if he doesn't hear God.
Understand? So it is to your advantage when your partner is someone that is spiritually sound. So encourage them to partake in the Lent season. Encourage them. It is to your advantage.
But the Ash Wednesday is not just meant for Catholics. Is it meant for the whole Christians?
It is
for Catholics.
It is for Catholics. So I'm actually referring to them.
Okay.
Yes. But those who are not Catholics can pick from it. Okay. So
that doesn't mean that because you're not Catholic or whatever, then you now go and start doing the unholy act. It is not right.
that's true.
All right. So I was reading something you posted recently, still talking about giving. You said relationship involves giving, and giving shouldn't be one-sided. Ladies, learn to give to your man. And I'm wondering, how can one couples actually communicate what they want? Because whether we like it or not, we are all humans. There's one iPhone I've been eyeing, and I feel like I'm obligated to get it because I think my husband can afford it. And then he goes buy me a car. I don't need that car. So is it safe for couples to talk about these things prior to the day of celebration of Valentine or what have you? Or one is you are just hoping that you get money for school fees for your children, even for Valentine gifts, and the man is coming to take you out on dinner. So how can couples actually communicate? Is it safe? Is it okay? I know you said that in as much as coming, it's a gift, it's a sacrifice, one should accept it. But don't you think there should be a place of communication before that day?
Communication
as
is
to what the
vital.
person wants.
Okay. If I have a good communication with you, I should know what you want.
Exactly.
I should.
Yeah.
There was a day we were in church, and please don't mind me, I'm always calling my husband.
It's fine.
It's free.
I need to bring him as a handbag.
There was a day we were in church, and I just said, wow, this shoe is tight on me. And a few days later, he told me, he said, you need another shoe. So communication is important. Because the more you communicate with your partner, the more you will know what they need.
That's true.
The more you know what they need. It will get to a point that without even them saying, I need this, this is a priority to me. You already know. You already know. So communication is vital. Communication is vital. If he should get you what you don't need, it simply means he didn't actually pay attention to what you need. You understand? This is why assumption is expensive. Because buying the car when you need an iPhone is a very expensive assumption. So it is necessary that we build a healthy communication. Okay. Yes.
Indeed. All right. Earlier, when we were observing the break, we were talking about something which I had also read from your profile or your post. And before we went on that break, we were saying something about even if the man forgets Valentine, don't get offended. It's just as saying that even if the man forgets your wedding anniversary, don't get offended. And you said something, a man can be tongue talking and heartless. Don't forget this when choosing a spouse. Now, a rule also for affirmations. Some people can be like, oh, don't worry, during Valentine, I'm going to buy you the world. Don't worry, let's just endure this period. Let's just endure. During Valentine, we look forward to Valentine. And that's some sort of affirmation assuring you that all is going to be fine. And yet, they don't keep significant little days like this that even the world celebrates. Someone as little as a 10-year-old child can say it's Valentine, and then your man or a woman forgets it's Valentine. So how do we now solve this issue? Because you're saying that, okay, it shouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah.
There's in quotes. Then there's a problem of someone not even observing or paying attention sometimes. And love languages could differ. Some it could be acts of service, some it could be gifts, some it differs, it varies. So how does one balance these things?
This is where understanding comes in. You know your partner. There are people who are not good with dates. They don't keep record. While there are others who are very detailed. You understand? From 2023, they already know when is the next Valentine. You understand? Whereas your partner is not that kind of person. So you should understand your partner. You should. I don't keep figures. You understand? I'm good when it comes to writing. But when it comes to my husband, he's someone that keeps detail. He can tell you the last figure in an amount. You understand? That is him. Sometimes he'll be down to, in fact, he still remembers the first day we met, the dates, but I can't remember. But that does not mean I don't love him. So he knows my strengths and he knows my weaknesses. You understand? So you should know that. This is why I said sacrifice. Sacrifice. Because when you love someone, you will sacrifice. What are you sacrificing? Your pride? You are sacrificing what you think you know sometimes. You understand? So you just have to know your partner. For the fact that he does not keep dates does not mean he has stopped loving you. No. If he can't remember your anniversary, sometimes I even conflict. I will say, okay, it is 21st. He will tell that no, it is 29th. Understand? So that shouldn't be an issue. Okay? If it bothers you a lot, let it out. Okay? And help him become better in keeping to those special events in your lives. Okay, let him improve. You can help him to improve. We were so imperfect when the perfect God came to die for us. You understand? So if we were so imperfect and we have people around, despite our imperfection, why can't we learn to tolerate others? So in relationship, you must learn to tolerate those around you. A man who really wants to go into relationship must know that the person you are going into a relationship with is not perfect. And will not be perfect anytime soon. Understand? The person will not be perfect anytime soon. So it's just all about understanding. If he does not remember some things, help him. You can tell him a week. You can even keep a reminder in the house. You understand? Tomorrow is my birthday. Some ladies are like, they'll say, I don't need to tell him that next week is my birthday. Let me see if he loves me.
And very important. Why should I remind you of my birthday?
So I just want to be surprised. Like, I need that surprise, birthday gift and all that.
But don't you think for someone who is serious about the person, let's even still talk about marriage still. Someone who is serious about someone, even though he forgets dates or like you said, you forget dates. I could be very bad with dates, numbers. I'm very bad with it. But I know that because I really care about people, those people I care about, I write dates, perhaps write it somewhere, put it as a reminder or something. It shows extra mile. It shows you care about people.
Yeah, this is why I said you help them to improve. You understand? You help them to improve. Let them see it from your end and also tell them, all right, this is how to keep to date. This is what I value. You understand? My mother will tell me sometimes, okay, write it out, paste it on the wall. so that you won't forget. So you help them. You help them when you discover that okay, this is their weakness. You help them to improve.
For those who want to be helped to improve.
For those who want to be helped, really.
All right, we'll continue on the program, but let's quickly take this short break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
You're right. For those who really want to be helped.
Let's be fast with our chores. It's almost time for Engendered. Girls, it's time for your favorite program, Engendered. Yeah, Mommy, we're coming right away. Sophia, turn off the gas. What are your fears as a woman? And what are your doubts as a lady? You think you're alone with those thoughts? Then welcome to Engendered, where we bring you discuss, interviews, previews, experiences, opinions on issues relating to the female gender. This is Engendered. Please, girls, let's be fast with our chores. It's almost...
Well, welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's still Engendered, and we'll be doing a very interesting topic, Valentine's. What's expectations from couples, lovers, as regards the day and amid the Ash Wednesday celebration. Well, we've been talking about so many things as to how to keep the day holy, and how to, like someone said, women love, how to keep on that love that women love, and so many things. Now, I'd like to ask, but before we continue, there's a reminder that you can call us and make your take known, contribute to this discussion, and tell us your own perspective as to what Valentine is to you and what are your expectations. Now, I know we spoke about gifts, but just let's say perhaps as colleagues or something, and there's a kind of gifts, love expectation or something that happens that, okay, we are going to share gifts and the rest, and you pick my name or something. So in that regard, someone is expecting something very high, and then you go and buy chewing gum. And it still goes back to the family. Now, you are expecting that, oh, I need this thing, and the person is buying you something different. I know I asked a question related to that, but what kind of gifts should people, recently there have been this outburst on social media, come and buy good gifts, don't buy singlets and boxers for your lovers. It's the same thing as buy good gifts and don't buy something as little as perhaps a very small perfume or something for a colleague at work. So what kind of gifts should people give during this period. This is it's a once in a year celebration, whether we like it or not. I know you said people who love give, perhaps sacrifice and give offerings. So Valentine shouldn't be like special like that, but it's a once a year celebration done annually. So what should people give during Valentine?
Give your best. If the flower is your best, give it. If it's change of wardrobe, please do that. And I know most of us want that change of wardrobe. So we actually give what we can afford. Okay, you give based on your capacity. You give based on your capacity. But I know there are people who are extremely should I use the word greedy or selfish. They always want to get from you, but they won't go extra mile in gifting you. Okay, so we have such persons, but people's attitude should not really determine our actions or reactions. Understand? You give based on your person, you give based on what you have, forgetting what the other person can give in return. Understand? Forgetting what the other person can give in return.
And is it okay to carry over the gift? Like perhaps I don't have it now.
Of course. Of course, you can. You can.
It's not compulsory that it must be that Valentine's Day.
No, but I know it is because of Valentine you want to give me this, okay? So you give when you have it. For the fact that you open up to tell me that I actually want to give you this, but I don't have it now. It shows you really care about me. And I should be understanding. I should. So it mustn't be on Valentine's Day. But you know, sometimes we plan better. Okay, since you know that Valentine is on the 14th, you can plan from January. Okay, but as the case may be, if you don't have it at the moment, you can push it.
And
you can push the gift.
In situations where your partner forgets that day is Valentine, can he or she like celebrate it in another day?
Yeah,
Okay.
he can. He can.
Okay.
He can, of course. You know, in fact, if me personally, I'll tell you that. Okay, you actually forgot that it's Valentine. I've reminded you. So when are we going out? Because life is not complicated at all. It's not. It's not hard. You understand? It's not. So if you forget, I remind you. If you don't have the gift and you're promising to get it, no problem. I look forward to it.
I actually have a problem with reminding people about maybe very important dates, because I think like if you really like me, you should have those dates at the back of your mind. However, since we are talking about love, there's something I saw still on your post. You said, we're talking about it earlier. I said God did not create a man, woman specifically for you. I would like you to elaborate, because I think it's a very important point in discussion of love and sacrifice, especially as we go into the Valentine's Day.
Yes. You know, he didn't create a specific individual and say, this is for you. He didn't do that. Okay. This is why he said, he that finds a wife. He didn't say he that finds his wife. That was not the word that was used. Understand? It is he that finds a wife. But you know, most times when God said, I'm going to give you my son, and a man appears to you, say, this is him. Even when you're being hurt in the relationship, even when you're being maltreated in the relationship, you just feel he is the one for me, and you stick to the relationship, because that is not God's intention for you. Okay, a man that is God's will for you is a man that is compatible with you. Okay, when he made Adam, he said he needs a woman. He didn't say Adam needs the woman. He didn't say Adam needs his woman. Okay, it is when you find a woman who is compatible with you, when you marry her, she becomes your wife. She becomes your wife. So there is no way. I also said something there. I said, okay, so why do people remarry? Why do people remarry? If God actually made a single person for you, why do they remarry? For instance, maybe you lost your husband. Why do you remarry? At least you should know that, okay, it is the only man God made for you that has died. So remain single. But because that is not the intention of God, that's why even in the scripture, a man and a woman they are permitted to remarry. Understand? After such scenarios. So there is nobody that is made peculiarly for an individual. No. Once you see somebody who you are compatible with, somebody that speaks your language, you just know that, yes, this is the person for me. Like I told you, we actually got to know through Facebook. When we started chatting, the books I pick interest on were the books he also liked. It was so easy. We could communicate. We could talk about things even before seeing. And I just knew within me that this is the man I want to build my life with. You understand? So that is how it works. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So since we're still talking about love, earlier your husband made mention of women loving love. So it means I'm sorry, I'm still emphasizing on this. So it just means the extent in which men has placed that narrative and perspective that it is women who perhaps embodies love and wants love in a certain way. And sometimes you see a woman being abused in the house, and then the man comes all of a sudden with flowers, or during Valentine he comes with gifts and said, "Oh, I'm sorry." So my question is, just as the male folks are saying, it's women that really love. So is that a right narrative or a perspective to paint? And secondly, should women, whether married or not, maybe in a relationship, accept gifts from abusive partners in the spirit of Valentine?
When we know better, we act better. Okay. The reason why a man would think that it is the woman that needs love more is because of how he has been taught. Okay, it's based on how he has been taught. Both gender needs to be loved. Okay, both gender needs love. There is no man on earth that does not need to be loved. Everyone deserves to be loved. You understand? So concerning a hurting, an abusive relationship where the man abuses you and feels he can compensate you with gifts, you shouldn't permit that. You should let him know that the love I have for you is beyond gifts. You don't hurt me emotionally and try to use gifts as a way of consoling me. You understand? So in as much as we appreciate gifts, we also appreciate a kind heart. We appreciate a kind heart. So don't just get a gift and keep hurting your partner. Okay? So let the gifts you have also be seen in your attitude towards them. You understand? So and when a man is abusive and gets you a gift in order to calm you, believe me, he's not ready to change.
It simply means that you are enabling
Yes,
him.
you are enabling him. You are enabling him. He's not ready to change. He's not. So such person, you shouldn't be in that relationship with such person. Don't. It is advisable you run for your life. There are women who have ended their life because of such men. They won't change. They won't.
No.
I've heard stories of women because they feel the man is the only one God has ordained for them. They feel if they should leave their marriage, it will be a stigma. So because of all of that, they decide to remain in that marriage.
What will people say?
And ended up becoming a shadow of themselves. You understand? So it is, God does not want such for you. That is what you should know. God does not want an abusive partner for you. Not in a relationship, not in marriage. So what should you do? You walk out. You walk out. For your sanity, walk out. You understand? Because when you lose your life, this person will still continue. In fact, you will go to the next person and forget you ever existed.
Exactly.
Indeed. Yeah. So as earlier I asked you who should celebrate Valentine, because when you go on social media, even those less 18 and they are all celebrating Valentine ahead and expecting gifts as well. And perhaps anticipating dates and the likes. So who should celebrate Valentine? Is a child allowed to celebrate Valentine?
Like, is there an age specification for it?
Valentine should be celebrated by adults who really understood what Valentine is all about. I remember back then when we were in secondary school, we were just all over Valentine. We were just waiting for February 14th. to exchange gifts.
Yeah.
You know, the boy you've been crushing on, you're waiting to give from the little money you have, you're waiting to spend on him.
Yeah,
You understand? But because they don't really understood what Valentine is, it made them to do what they are not meant to do. You understand? I remember there is this girl back then, Lucy. It was around this February period. She met this guy. We're done with secondary school then, but because she lacked proper knowledge, she was not mentored rightly. she indulged in premarital sex, and this girl was very intelligent. Lucy died because she was trying to abort the child. You understand? Yeah. So we need to advise our younger ones against such practice. When it is time, you will celebrate it. You understand? When the right time comes, you will celebrate it. But for the now, focus on what is more important to you. So Valentine should be celebrated by adults. Adults who are well taught, not just adults who are adults, but not adult within.
Not adult.
Oh my God, that's a lot. I'm sure Bright is like, hi, this lady. Adults, not adults, but adults within. All right. Well, it's really been a very wonderful time as to talking about Valentine. Valentine it's a very lovely day. Aside from the hype, most times people really don't understand the concept and the background or history behind it, and sometimes we advise people to go check it because when you read it, you understand the essence. Exactly. It's love. It's more of sacrifice. I think more of sacrifice, because when people are saying it's just exchange of gifts, okay, but you're not doing like what she said, attitude. What comes after, what comes before, those are the things that we should even pay attention to, and not just the exchange of gifts. People have really narrowed it down that they just bring boxes for you and then you are wondering like, after then, what next?
What next?
Yes. And people, like I said during my intro, you see at the end of the day, 9 months later, there's a product. People are waiting, anticipating for that 9 months, because we know they are usually products. Products. Is it positive products or negative products? So I expect us as individuals, as families, as couples, as people who are dating to perhaps look back to the concept of Valentine. Then we can continue. Your very last advice to couples, to youths, to teenagers, adolescents who are waiting eagerly for tomorrow. You know, people have gone out to buy clothes. They've gone out to set dates.
Red.
You know, they are anticipating this day so much. How they are going to fight their husband who is going to forget, because they know the husband will forget. So your advice to them before we go?
Okay, my advice to every one of us, yes, because I'm also part of. So my advice is this: let genuine love lead. You know, I watched a video yesterday.
Very briefly, because we're out of time.
So let genuine love lead. Okay, love and love from your heart. You understand? And love is not just all about sex; it's all about sacrifice. You understand? Indeed. So in all that you do, learn to sacrifice for those around you.
Indeed. Regina Elvis, Minister Kainos Gospel Church, did I get it? Founder, International Christian Woman Relationship Marriage Counselor. It's been a very wonderful time with you.
Thank you so much.
Hope next time when we call you on you again, you answer.
Of course, I
really want to talk marriage with you. All right, viewers, thanks for joining us in Engendered this evening. It's been a really, really wonderful time. I am Victoria Agbi.
Valentine's Day is not a day for you to practice immorality. Rather, it's a day for you to express love with a touch of spirituality in our guest voice. Till come your way again, I am Confidence Rueben.
Bye. Thank you.